Hi Leo, welcome to June. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. I'm reading outside today because it's such a beautiful day. So this month we have a full moon in Sagittarius. It's a lunar eclipse on June 5th. And then we have a new moon solar eclipse on June 21st, which is the same day as the solstice, and that's in Cancer at 0 degrees. Plus Venus, that has been retrograde, will be going direct, and Mercury will start its retrograde period on the 18th, and then Neptune will go retrograde. So we've got some stuff going on this month. So I'm not going to do a love reading per se. I'm going to do a general reading and see what comes up, with the question of what does Leo need to know for June? What will the eclipses bring? It'll be more like an eclipse reading, I guess. So what will the eclipses bring for Leo? For the month of June 2020. What does Leo need to know about? And it could be love. Love, career, finance. What is coming up for Leo in the month of June 2020? What does Leo need to know for June 2020? What does Leo need to know? Okay, let's see what we get. The Eight of Swords, the Moon, the Three of Swords, the Death card, the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the World, the Four of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. Okay. So you start the month off with the Eight of Swords. You're feeling stuck or trapped. You feel like you're imprisoned in some way. Your movement is limited, and with the moon crossing, there could be some confusion around your situation. You're not sure, like you're not trusting the people around you. You're very suspicious. It's like you're wondering if someone is being honest with you, especially with the Seven of Swords here. You may feel like someone's trying to steal something from you, or someone is saying one thing to your face, but then another thing behind your back. There could be some issues in a relationship. With the Three of Swords here, you might be feeling separated from someone. The Moon is, though, a card of, and it's not like, a lot of what's keeping you stuck is fear. You're afraid to move out of a situation. You're feeling trapped, but at the same time you're afraid to take action to move out of it. You can just walk away, but there's something like it's like you're afraid to take that step. Maybe you're afraid you can't make it on your own, or I don't know. And with the Moon, your imagination is going crazy, imagining all kinds of scenarios. So you might be losing touch with reality in some way. Like you're not seeing things clearly. You're not seeing the reality of your situation. And maybe that's what's keeping you stuck. With the Three of Swords, you could have had a falling out with someone. Or sometimes the Three of Swords can mean minor surgery. But I think it's more that you're actually in the process of cutting out things that no longer have meaning in your life, and it's been a difficult process. It's been it's kind of been a heartache to let go of certain people and things that you realize are not right for you. So you've had to sever ties, and with the death in the recent past, something may have ended in your life. A cycle has ended. And you're on the edge of a new beginning, but you haven't quite let go of the past yet. It's like you're in the process of releasing the past, accepting that something has died, And it's not a physical death, it's not a real death, it's more like a metaphorical transition. You know, a stage in your life has ended, a cycle, you know, maybe a relationship has ended, or it could even be a career path. Something that was once in your life doesn't make sense anymore, and now it's like you're clearing out, you're cutting out. But you haven't exactly moved into the new situation yet, so you're like in this transition. And part of the death card is accepting the ending, coming to terms with that ending, and releasing the past, blessing it, so that you can make room for the new, which is coming. I'm seeing it here, because you have the Wheel of Fortune here. The Wheel of Fortune, things are going to be changing, and it could be that something happens that's unexpected, an unexpected opportunity, or an unexpected change in fortune, change in your status. And you have the Seven of Swords here. So either you're not facing the truth in your situation, or you're dealing with someone that you don't trust, or you're dealing with someone that you feel is not being honest with you. And you're doing a lot of thinking. You have to do a lot of thinking and trust your intuition at this time, because everything is in a state of flux and confusion, and you don't know what to believe. You don't know what's real. But one thing I can tell you, with the World here, something that has been taking a lot of your time is coming to an end. You're ending a cycle. This is a card of completion. So it could be that you've worked towards a goal, and now everything's starting to come together, and you're achieving this goal, and things are working out in a sense, and you're getting ready to go to the next level. But you have to release something from the past to move to this next level. It could mean also a relationship that took a lot of your time is ending, and now you're free to, it's freeing you. You're in this transition period where you're releasing things that have outlived their time, and so something ends, and then it frees you for a new beginning. The only problem is here you have in your wish fulfillment sector this Four of Cups. So this is a card of dissatisfaction and boredom. Not feeling valued, not feeling appreciated. So you might be in a situation, this could be career or even relationship, where you feel, I'm not being valued. I feel like the people around me don't care about me. I don't feel cared. I don't feel nurtured. I feel taken for granted. And I'm bored. I'm tired of the same old. It's like you're considering your options, but you're not really ready to make any changes. So right now you're just acknowledging your dissatisfaction. You're not really and I feel like with this card here, you're not facing the truth. You don't want to see the truth. It's like, because when you admit the truth, then you have to take action, and you're not ready to take that action yet. But something is going to come up, and the Nine of Wands represents a struggle that you've been struggling with something for a while now, and you might be telling yourself, I maybe I should just give up. I'm not getting where I wanted to be by now. Maybe I should just quit and do something else. But the Nine of Wands message is, don't quit, because you're so close. You just have to give it. You're just getting battle weary. So if you're working toward a goal, especially in your career, and you feel like, I'm just not seeing any progress, I'm not, I thought I'd be further along, and I'm still like in the same place, and I'm bored to death, nothing's changing. The Nine of Wands is saying you're really close to the end of the cycle, where you're going to start to see the results, and you're going to see the success, but you can't quit now. You just have to give it that one more shot. It's like you're near the finish line, and you just don't have any energy, and you just that one last push to get past, get to the top of the mountain, across the line. So that's where you're at right now. You're almost there, so don't quit if it's a career goal. Sometimes the Nine of Wands comes up when a relationship or a situation you thought you had resolved in the past comes back again, and you have to defend yourself again. It's like, I thought we already dealt with this, and now I'm fighting this again. So it's like, be prepared. It's a card of, be prepared, because especially with Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde, you could have, connected with some people from the past that came back for like another round. And you're at the point now where you're going to put it to bed. You're going to put it to rest. But you have that one last battle. Now, the other interesting thing, you have this Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Cups. There is going to be an unexpected, you're not going to see this coming, but it's going to be good. Right now, you're just disgusted. You're discouraged. You're feeling, depressed and, wanting to give up. But there's going to be an opportunity that comes up that's going to help. It's going to help take you out of this state of stagnation, boredom, feeling stuck and trapped. It's going to change. There's going to be this new beginning coming, an opportunity. So get ready, because you're going to have to take action. You won't see it coming. It'll be unexpected, but it will change your current situation. And it could represent a new beginning, or a change in fortune for you, or change in your, if you're not happy with the way things are now, this is going to mean that things are going to change. And especially with these eclipses, anything can happen. When an eclipse comes, I think the full moon eclipse is usually some type of ending or culmination. Then you have the new moon. It's a powerful new moon, and it could change the game. It could change the direction of your life. So don't give up yet. The jury is still out. It's not over. The game is not over. So let's see what the astrology has to say. So the full moon in Sagittarius, it's favorable to your sign as a Leo. It's happening in your 5th house, and you have the Sun and Venus in your 11th house. So some creative project, the 5th house is creativity, children, romance, sex, things that you do for fun. So something that you've been working on is coming to completion. Some goal, some project that it's finishing. You're coming to some type of culmination. And I think it's going to bring in some money. When you complete it, you're going to be happy. Because Venus is there in your 11th house. So it's something you really enjoy. You're working with a group of people you really love. You're doing something that, really speaks to who you are, speaks to your talent. The only problem you might have, because Mars is squaring from the 8th house, is you might have some unexpected expense that pops up, and you're going to be looking for money. It's like you have this completion that you feel proud about, and then you have this Mars thing, where you might be arguing or struggling to bring more financial support into your life. Maybe you're not making enough money, or you're wanting to figure out a way to bring in more money, more support. Because the 8th house is is resources, the financial support you get from others. So if you're in some type of conflict over money with someone else, maybe a partner's money that you were counting on suddenly, or some kind of payout that you thought you were going to get, you're not getting, that could be the only glitch in this culmination. But the truth is coming out. With Sagittarius, the truth is coming out. It could be, and because it's Sagittarius, Gemini, it could be some type of communication project, some type of internet project, some kind of marketing, media, something that involves creativity, communication, marketing, media, website, is turning out. It's a successful completion. It's just that you still need more money, because your expenses are high with Mars in your 8th house. So you're looking for other ways of finding financial support. Mercury is in your 12th house, and it's sextile Uranus in your 10th. So you could be thinking about, you may have some plan under that you have been keeping quiet. Like you're working on some project behind the scenes. You're thinking of ideas. How can I, what can I do to change my career path? Because Uranus in your 10th house is changing your life direction, your career path. You need to be free to follow this path. You don't want to feel trapped and stuck. You want to be doing something where you have a lot of freedom. And so you're racking your brain for ideas. And Mercury sextile Uranus is going to bring you those creative ideas, because that's like the mark of genius. When Mercury and Uranus come together, you come up with really innovative, creative ideas that no one else has ever thought before. And maybe that's also with the Seven of Swords. You might be keeping it under wraps. You might not want to announce it to the world just yet because you're still working on it. But you've got a plan. And that plan is going to really change your career because you have Jupiter and Pluto in the 6th house. So that's your like work environment. And when Jupiter and Pluto come together, and they're going to be exact next month, that could bring in money and wealth. So whatever you're planning, whatever you're working on, you could have a really good idea that's going to bring in added money and added support. And it could transform the work that you're doing. The other thing about the 6th house is it's the house of health. So if you've been working too hard, you want to make sure that you're not overstressing yourself. And if there's anything that you're ignoring about your health, you want to look. Don't ignore it. Don't sweep it under the rug. Get it checked out, because you don't want to ignore something and then it becomes a problem. Like, it's not a problem now, but it could if you ignore it. So just take care of, if you're not feeling completely up to par, get a checkup, go to the doctor. Don't, give yourself some time out to rest and heal. Don't, keep pushing yourself. You might be pushing yourself too hard because your focus, you really want to make changes in your career. And you really have, you've been putting a lot of time and effort on this creative project. It's like your baby, and you want it to be successful, but you don't want to do it at the expense of your health. And I know you need the money, but you'll come up with an idea. You're going to come up with ideas that are going to help you. So then we have this new moon in Cancer, and that's on the 21st of June, right at the solstice, and if you're in the southern hemisphere, the equinox. That's going to be in your 12th house. So you have a new beginning in your 12th house. This is like the house, your psychological house. This is the house of hidden enemies. It's the house of self-sabotage. It's the house of prisons, institutions, healing. If you've been running on an unconscious program that's been like you've been self-sabotaging someplace in your life, this new moon is going to give you an opportunity to have a new beginning where you can deal with those issues so that they don't haunt you anymore, where you can get the love and the nurturing that you need and the healing that you need. It's a good time for healing, for creating some type of plan that helps you to take better care of your health, both mentally and physically. So don't ignore anything. You can change the way you take care of yourself. You can change your lifestyle, change your habits. It's a powerful time for you to make changes that are going to affect you on a subconscious level. So you can get rid of everything, all those like gremlins that have been blocking your success. Saturn's in your 7th house. So relationships have been tough. They've been very demanding. You're seeing the truth in relationships. You're seeing the reality. Like if you've been, if you were living in a fantasy about someone, whether it's a relationship or a business partnership, you're seeing the truth now. The people are showing their true colors, and you're going to decide whether you stay or go. Because sometimes when Saturn goes through the 7th house, you wind up ending a relationship because it's, you see the truth and you don't like it. They say seek the truth and the truth will set you free. Or it may mean that, hey, I've got to step up to the plate. I've got to take more responsibility. I've got to give more in this relationship. Or I've got to put more work into this relationship. Maybe you've been so focused on work, you've been neglecting your partnerships. And then, so that's starting to be a problem. And, you just feel like it's a heavy burden. Like, everything just seems very heavy with Saturn. Because Saturn demands discipline and work, and maybe just getting weary. You got this 9 of Wands here. That's the battle weary card. Like, I've been through the mill, and I'm wounded, and I'm weary, and I don't know if I can go on. So you may be feeling that kind of energy, but you have an opportunity for a new beginning. And I think this new beginning has to involve nurturing yourself. Maybe you've been busy taking care of everybody else and doing all this stuff, but you're not taking care of you. So now's the time to start a new cycle where you're taking care of you, where you're doing work that speaks to you. And it's not just about obligations to everyone. It's about something that, hey, I need healing. I need to take care of me. I don't have the energy to give to everybody else. And you have this opportunity at this new moon to make those changes. Sometimes the new moon, it's a solar eclipse. So a male figure could be eclipsed from your life. But it could also mean a new you. That you decide, I'm going to make some real changes in the way I deal with my life. And the way my thinking and my subconscious. Maybe I have wounds that have to be healed that I haven't really dealt with. I've been sweeping them under the rug. If you deal with them, if you can deal with them, you can experience this world. This is freedom. This is where everything comes together. And you're living in a state of grace. You can have that. But you got this, but the battle isn't over. You got that one last battle. And then you're going to open the floodgates to a new beginning and a new life that is better suited to you. Mercury is in Cancer. So Mercury's in your 12th house and it's trining Neptune. And Neptune's in your 8th house. So yeah, you're dealing with your personal demons right now. It's a great time if you ever needed to go for counseling or some kind of therapy to get at those dark places and release them. Deal with them and release them. This is the time. You can't ignore it anymore. You have to deal with that. You have to look at yourself and free yourself from any kind of mental blocks that you might have. Because it's standing in the way of your success. And your success is here. It's waiting for you. It's time to end a cycle of pain, a cycle of feeling trapped and stuck and imprisoned, and move to the next level. There's like the wheels of change. The wheel is turning. So release your sorrows from the past. Don't hold on to that. Maybe you're holding on to past sorrow and past wounds, and you need to release that because it's blocking you from finding your true path. And you could do that. Eclipses are major life-changing events. Mercury is retrograde June 18th. Venus goes direct June 25th. Where is Venus in your chart? Let's see. So Venus has been in your 11th house. When Venus goes direct, it could help your financial situation. Because Venus in the 11th house could bring in more money from the work that you do. But it could also connect you with people that really love you, like friends that you really get along with. It could bring new people in your life that give you a new lease, a new hope, that help you, that support your dreams and your goals. Maybe you're connecting, and Mercury retrograde can bring people from the past. Maybe you want to have some type of closure with some people from the past and release that heartache, that you've been carrying. But you're on the edge of a brighter time. You just have to, but you are in transition, and you are in that stage of releasing the past and putting it to bed. You gotta let it die. If you're hanging on to something, some wound from the past, some sorrow from the past, or even some kind of mental state that you haven't been willing to face, or physical state that you haven't been willing to face, now's the time to face it. Let the truth come out at the full moon in Sag. And then let the Cancer new moon give you a new start, where you're no longer held back, where you're by your thoughts and your blocks and your sorrows, your past sorrows, where you can embrace and nurture yourself, take care of that inner child, and create a life that is more nurturing to you instead of it being a struggle. You need to be around people that can take care of you, that are there for you, that are supporting. And you can have that. And I think that's, you're on the edge of a brighter time, but you have to make that decision. You have to be the one to take the curtain and look. Don't be afraid to look at what's there. Don't be afraid to look at yourself and clean out those cobwebs. And that'll get you on the right path. I know this was kind of heavy, but the 8th house and the 12th house is kind of heavy. So, anyway, that's my forecast for you, Leo, for June. Eclipses are not to be feared, they're to be embraced, because it's like the universe is forcing your hand to release the things that are keeping you stuck and getting you on the right path. The universe only wants what's best for you, and the universe wants to help you get there. And if you're taking too long, it will create change to force you to get on the right path. So embrace change, let go of what you need to let go of, and get the healing that you need. Take care of yourself, and you'll be fine. So that's my forecast. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you liked the reading, please click on the like button, or subscribe to my channel. If you're new, welcome. And thank you for all those people who have been watching the videos and commenting and ordering readings. I really appreciate you. I love you all. Thank you for your support. If you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box. We'll get you on the list. It'll take you to my website. You can schedule a reading, and we can go into greater detail with your specific situation. In the meantime, be healthy, be safe, embrace the changes coming your way. It's leading you to a new life. Okay, bye now. I'll talk to you next month. Take care.